Hello world, Stephen Michael Zach here, and of course, we're back with myself and Dirk.
And yes, with Dirk and Kiwi. Today
Kiwi.
she's here to join us. Yes.
Alrighty. Well, that
Very
sounds
nice to be
great.
back.
How are you, my friend?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. I've had a crazy busy September like I've never experienced in my life before. But of course, outside of YouTube, because this, as you know, is just my hobby. I do have a real profession, thankfully, because I couldn't survive of what I'm making with YouTube.
Right.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Things have been just as equally crazy and busy around here. So it's just been kind of nonstop, and I'm like in production on my first feature, doing a lot of stuff at the house. I'm actually starting to clean out all the house. I'm actually selling a lot of my gear. I've amassed so much that I just don't have space for it anymore. So
I'm kind of jealous. You know that, right?
Well,
how did you manage to get into this studio where they filmed all these amazing movies? So tell
you
me
mean the
about that.
studio tour? Well, a friend of
Yes.
a friend of mine who did the editing on Isaac Chronicles, she knew somebody. She said, "Oh yeah, by the way, they're just like randomly giving out tours. If you want to go look, they'll be more than happy to like have you come in." And I said, "Well, can I film it?" And she's like, "Well, go ahead and like ask him." And I emailed him. I'm like, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel. I'd love to film it and love to get in there." And he's like, "Sure."
And he was so talkative. He was so open to tell you everything.
If you notice, he didn't have a body mic on. I was holding his body mic toward him because we walked in. It was one of those we walked in and he just started talking. And I'm like, whoa, let us get set up. That's why there's no lights on the intro. It's like we just had no time to set up. Like from now on, and that happened to me on the Lee Rascone documentary too. Like we'd walk in and Lee would just start talking. It's like, wait for the camera. So now I'm just like, I said, that's it. I'm just walking in with a camera rolling all the time.
Yeah. Super video, super informative. I was really blown away.
Well, I'm excited about it being here.
So absolutely. So that was something I think everyone who loves these kind of movies is dreaming about, to really understand how they're making it. And the fact that they have these really high-res monitors and they can illuminate in every kind of color and way, it's just mind-blowing.
Oh yeah, that is your lighting,
Yeah, exactly.
It's impressive.
It is. They don't need additional lighting. Was it hot though?
It wasn't, because the building is cooled, but that was my question about sound, because there were fans on the back of every monitor. There's like a bajillion fans, and when we walked back there, it looked like a Borg ship. But all you heard was fans. I'm like, well, how do you do that when you have dialogue? And the technicians, they're just creative. They just know how to do it. They're creative about it. So I don't know if they're using lavs or if they're just using super directional microphones, or whether it's far enough away that it's not an issue, or I don't know. He didn't have an answer for me. So I guess I would have to ask.
And we wanted to talk about audio today later on but this would be also my question. How would they manage to do this? Because even if you have a directional microphone, it's still picking up surrounding noises. But they also have different mixing pults and different ways of filtering such kind of noise, I think. So I think they are huge in post-production, and I think this is how they make it happen.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of post. I mean, also when you look at the kind of content they're recording, it's like car commercials, music videos. It's not necessarily anything with sound. They do a lot of, again, from where I am, they do a lot of music videos. They do a lot of commercial work here.
Yeah, but they're shooting also real movies.
They are, and they will be. And that's just, it's interesting. I mean, maybe it's far, it might be a case of the fans are just so far away that it doesn't matter. Because when you're standing in the center, I didn't really, I'd have to listen to hear the fans. And I think there's a thing where they can slow them and they can shut them down, or they can make them quieter by slowing them down, or they can maybe they can shut them off. I don't know. They seem to have a lot of different controls for different features of the monitors.
Now, how do they pass by the difference between the floor and their first monitors? There's such a gap. That's what I noticed. Well, so when actors are walking there, how do they do this?
That's exactly the question I asked. That's exactly the question
really
I asked.
that.
And they said, well, mostly, when they're shooting, they're not shooting the floor. They're not shooting a full body. And when they do in Unreal Engine, they could actually blend that floor using Unreal Engine.
That's what he said, but I couldn't figure out how this can be done. He said Unreal Engine, yeah, but still, I mean, in The Mandalorian, you see people walking on the ground.
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure out how can you blend it without squeezing the actor or cutting off legs.
It's something within the programming that just does that. They also said that sometimes they'll build the setup into the monitor, so like there'll be like a hill or something, and you won't be able to see it. But they said that Unreal is just because it's almost like a chroma key program. They said that they can just digitally put something behind there to blend it, or it can be done in post. It's just like the technology is unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But the good thing is, since they are capable of doing pretty much everything live there, it demands less FX, less post-production, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was already fascinated when you guys were driving and everything was just passing by. I thought, wow, this is so cool. Yeah, no, I envy you about this tour. It was really something very special. And I think this is going to be a big hit on your channel. How many views do you have so far?
Views on it? I don't even know. Not a whole lot. It's weird. It's like a lot of people come for the reviews, but like I'm starting to do a few other things, like going on locations to like studios. I'm going to be doing some like behind the scenes on films. I actually collect film props. So I'm doing the 30th. I'm doing my first show and tell. So, and I just got one of the, it's a Grail cup from the Holy Grail from Indiana Jones, but it's laser scan from the hero prop, from the actual film.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's something I learned
cool.
about, through Adam Savage, and then I'm like, yeah, I got to get that. Yeah. See if I can scrape the money together and get that, because it's just, it came and it's just so awesome.
Yes.
So, but I'm going to start doing...
we both were talking about pivoting our channels a little bit, and I can see it happening in your case. I do it also in my... So I rejected more and more offers from companies sending me stuff for review. So I simply don't... Unless I see something really special that I believe would benefit creators, and that's something that they haven't necessarily seen 100,000 times before, then I'm starting to reject it and honestly say, you know what, I can't do it. I'm sorry about that, but please send me something when you have anything innovative or new on the market, other than another tube light or
another pocket light. It's like, they're all good. They're all fine.
They're fantastic. They're really great. And, there are really slight differences, but some of them are special. So I did review them, but I don't want to be the light channel, and I don't want to have the audio channel. I really that was my intention, to help creators that enjoyed creating. So I'm also going a little bit back to my roots. So I take way more photos. I just do fun things. So you saw maybe I purchased a couple of new cameras that I personally was interested in. The Sony a6700, because of its compact size, and that came with an 18 to 135 millimeter. So when I'm traveling, this is perfect. You can have it with you, and it's a lightweight, it's small. You can take pictures everywhere. You can record, not for long because it's overheating, but at least you have a nice pocket-sized camera always with you in good quality. And then I bought the Sony a7C Mark II, and the quality of the images are just mind-blowing. And so I struck a new collaboration with Sigma. I can borrow lenses from them. They don't pay me to render an opinion, but they borrow me lenses, and I can use them for my reviews, and then I have to send them back. And they don't care. I can say whatever I want about the lenses. And so I just borrowed their latest 50mm f2, and I was using this for street photography. I drove over to Fort Lauderdale Beach There were 3 weddings on the beach. There were really crazy guys on the beach. It was such a fun variety, a nice mix of images that I was creating there. It was just fun for me, and I do such things, and I enjoy such things so much more. So you'll see more of such things on my channel because A, I love it, and B, I think it benefits others who want to buy some gear or test some gear and see something that's other than just test shots.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so, I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff from iFootage soon. They're coming out with new modifiers, and I said, well, I don't have the light that I reviewed anymore. I said, you know what? It's cheap enough. Let me just pick one up and we'll review it. And they were like, oh, really? That's great. And they thanked me, and they're like, oh, well, you need anything else? And so it's nice of them. They reached out. So I like iFootage as a company. I mean, I use it every day. It's what my camera's mounted on. So, but iFootage was one of the companies reaching also out to me. They have this new light modifier, and I think this is cool. I like it. Do you know what I'm talking about? The one that you set in front of your cop LED light, and then you can is that you or me?
Zoom in, zoom out. You have it already.
What's that? Oh, no. I just heard like a ringing. I think my phone was ringing through my headphones.
Oh.
Sorry, I think somebody was calling me. Oh, well. It's like it's linked to both my phone and the pad. Yeah, no, I'm actually not sure. They know they're sending me some modifiers for the lights and stuff, and they're sending me like one of their new clamps or something.
Exactly. So what I like about it is that it can intensify your light by 10. Yeah. So that means if you have the need for a 600 watt spotlight, then you're good to have a 60 watt spotlight, and you put this in front and you can bundle it and project it to wherever you need it. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So I think this is innovative, and it can save creators a ton of money. So I don't have it here yet, but I said yes to reviewing it. That's
nice,
for sure.
Nice. Yeah. I think I think I'm getting the same thing. So might be getting the same one.
All right. Maybe we can use it for a podcast together.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that would be nice. So we can make individual reviews and then have it in a podcast, and we can exchange experiences about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. I mean,
I think so too.
What's fortunate now is like I have a spectrometer. So, and the last time I reviewed it, I had no way of measuring the lights. I am gonna measure. I have like the 60 by. I think it's the 60 by color one. I'm gonna actually measure it so that. But like from what Andrew Locke says, it is like it's. What they did was they raised the planking curve. They raised it so that it's solid on 5600 Kelvin and 3200 Kelvin, and it just kind of goes straight through. Usually companies put it below at the ends, but they did it like sort of like in the middle, so it goes straight through. So it's pretty close. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, what I really like about iFootage is, and they're not paying me, I just have to say this clearly, I have all kinds of lights here from different companies, surrounded by Viltrox, Pseudo-Photo, Pixel, iFootage, but iFootage, they're cutting out their blue light, so to really protect the talent's eyes if you're exposed for longer time to their lights, and so it's a bit healthier, and it also simulates the natural daylight much better than other companies can do. So I'm actually a big fan of iFootage.
Yeah, I'm impressed. It's talk about a company that's just like, we're going to start making lights. Like, okay, it's like them, small rig. It's like, and they're coming out with really decent lights. They're coming out with stuff that's pretty solid. So
yes,
so I'm impressed, and I'm excited to take a look at the stuff.
What's also flooding the market currently, and what's coming out more and more from all kind of companies, is such lavalier microphones or lavalier like microphones, so that you can just clip on here and then have it like the what was it? The Rode, the Wireless Go and Wireless Go 2. Things like this.
What I'm using right now, brand new.
Right.
the Rode Wireless Pro.
But you have the new one, right? The Rode Wireless Go 2, or which one
do you have? This is the Pro. This is the new one.
The new one. Okay, I don't have this yet.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Okay, I can tell you that going from the Zoom F2, the audio is definitely hotter. Like I have the microphone down here rather than up here, because my voice, even at Float 32, my voice, because it's so booming, because it's so deep, and again, this Rode's magnified bass, I was peaking out a little bit. And even though I do have the float 32 option, sometimes I couldn't fix it. And I keep watching these YouTubers like screaming into it and going, "Look, you can't overpeak it." I'm like, I can. I have no problem overpeaking it. You know, float 32 is not a full-on solution. You still can overpeak float 32.
Yeah.
But you have a lot more latitude, and so. But like I see all these videos, like my buddy Jason just put out a video, and he's like screaming into it. It's like, "Look, you can't." I'm like, I don't know about that. Of course, again, I'm loud, So there you go. There you have it. Our second installment. Now, if you want to see part 2, feel free to head over to Dirk's channel right there and immediately watch part 2. So that's it. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and I'll see you over on Dirk's channel.